Merry Christmas, everyone. Welcome back to SoggyBottom Homestead. I'm Dawn. We're going to make handmade ornaments today. Here's the embroidery hoops. Just take it apart that we painted earlier. This I found in the craft supplies. This appears to be thick fleece. You could use quilt batting, if you needed to. You could find that. Okay, we're just lay it on this, and we found this one. I'm going to show you guys how I do this. I decided to pick an owl, this one, and note, this is your top, because this is what you're gonna put your yarn or thread on to hang it. Figure out which owl you want closest to the center, and we're going to do this one and do it so. Well, booey. I can get my hands to work right. It takes a little bit of work. She's too close to the edge still. One more time. If you get it too close to the edge, you cannot embellish it properly because you have this ring underneath. If you're using thread, which I'll show you guys that in a few minutes, or yarn, or whatever you think you can pull through, whatever fabric you're using. It's a tight fit. You tighten this up so it doesn't come undone.
Really tight.
Really tight. Okay, now, so I'm not wasting as little fabric as possible. Turn it over. That piece anymore. Now, we'll need to bake a back, and I'll do it out of this part right here in just a few minutes. Okay, now that this is done, we're going to take it and trim it. And I would say, since we have to fold this over maybe an inch, or yeah, about an inch, where you're going to want to leave it all the way around. But before we do that, we're going to trim this. Cut your fabric while you're doing it. Okay, I'm going to trim this up right along the edge. Again, without cutting your fabric under the bottom. It's going to to be a little bit of time-consuming video, so everybody stick with me here. Okay, that's done. Now, turn it over. And I just kind of gauge what I need to fold over and glue. And you will need a hot glue gun. That was our phone, apparently wrong number. They hung up on me. Okay, there's that. Now, we're going to make a back to this. So, we could have done this earlier. We'll just do it now. I've taken it apart. We're just going to trace it in order to cut out our back piece we need. Now when you're tracing, make sure you're always drawing on your wrong side, because you don't want this on the good side. So, okay. Now let's put it back together. So, and tighten it up. Note, you might want a pair of pliers to tighten that tighter. Okay, now, what's going to happen is we're going to hot glue all of this over, and then this lays in the center. But before we do that, you could embellish this with different things. For instance, here's this. This you could put on and use your floss and tack it on the sides. But more importantly, I'm going to go get a needle and thread and show you guys what I would do on this owl or the leaves to make it stand out better. I've got my very small needle threaded. Now what I am using right now is machine embroidery thread. You can use embroidery floss, you can use regular thread, you can use just about anything. Now I'm using this one because it has a little bit of a shine to it, and I like sparklies. As soon as I get my thread fixed properly. Okay, just tied a double knot in the bottom, and we just, to embellish, like, let's just do the ears. Knot, pull it through. And then just, you're not going to sew the whole thing. You're just going to give it homemade, one of a kind, because you probably would never copy this again, and your family would have something to decorate that you made for years to come. See? Just, I don't know if you guys can see that. Just making it shiny. We'll do the other ear. Oh. Just the ear tips, just to give it some shine. Go. Then you could go more and change your color, like to green, for instance. Go around the edges or do the leaves. There's a whole bunch of stuff you could do with this. Now I'm going to take this we talked about. It says Merry Christmas. Come down here and take your thread, just go down through the bottom and put it stitch this on. You could hot glue it, but the only problem with hot glue on the front of the project is hot glue can turn dingy, dark color over time. So I don't know that I would recommend it on the front of a project like this one. There's part of it. And then do you guys are getting the idea, and then I'll just do some more. And I'm going to finish embellishing this just for a few minutes, and then I'll be back and show you how to glue the back on. Okay, I am done with what I wanted to do, my last stitch, as far as embellishing her. I'll tie it off in the back. No, you're going to have to get up and go look. Okay, here she is. That's our kitty cat. She was getting into something. She just showed back up. Now what I'm doing is just a little bit of glue on the ends so they don't come undone inside. Right, now, she's embellished, and I need to move something before we continue, because she's crooked. Okay, just move this around, straighten it up, there we go. I fixed it. Now we're going to glue. Take your hot glue. I would recommend, if you have a low setting, to put it on low, because otherwise there's a really good chance you could burn your fingers. And I have done that many a times with hot glue. And I have my trusty hot glue can over there. You guys may have saw it last year. If anybody's interested, I could redo one, do a project, DIY project, and show you guys how to do one. So let me know in the comment section. taking and you're gluing and folding it over to hide the edge and trying really hard not to glue yourself to your project, to which I just did. That's why it's on low, so I'm not making a lot of noise when I get my fingers in the hot glue. Now that's done. Now we put this over the back. You do your best, because when you glue, you're going to push it down in there to glue. I need to straighten up my edges. It's a little bit too big. And you want it to set down in there. Okay, now, fix that. Again, you want the glue right. In this one, you want it a little further down on the edge, because you're going to set this in here. Before your glue dries, go down inside. So, and then to keep going, you just peel whatever part back. And that's the kitty cat again.
That's Fiona.
Yeah, that's the newer rescue that was found on our doorstep, and so we... No, wait a minute. That's the one my brother picked out online and I put the application in for. The one I was talking about in the video. That's Fiona. In the video where we were hunting in the garage, that's Sebastian. And I will link that video at the end of this one, so you guys can watch us hunt in the garage for Sebastian. Okay, now,
Fiona,
all glued.
Put it down.
Fiona is right now on my mom's computer desk, trying to get into something, of course, while we're doing a video. She's just like a child. All right, here it is. It's all done. All the embellishments. Don't know if you can see it, but there you go. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, ring that bell for upcoming videos, like, and most importantly, comment. God bless and stay safe.